I'm Jim Kircher. It's one thing for us to say that something's dirty. It's another thing to put those dust particles under an electron microscope and through a battery of laboratory tests to find out exactly what they are. Now, you probably wouldn't do that at home, but if you've got a national monument, say the Gateway Arch, you need to know if the dirt is just settling on it or eating into it. Last fall, the inspection of the arch was made, but it wasn't until this year that we got to hear just what they discovered.
Well, we're building doctors. I mean, what we're doing is we're doing a very careful diagnosis of the building.
But of course, there is no other building quite like it. The Gateway Arch, the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial, the work of architect Eero Saarinen, recognized as a triumph of design and engineering. It's now 50 years old. An extensive interior inspection determined it is structurally sound, but outside, it's showing its age. Years ago, people began to notice that the shiny stainless steel surface was, well, stained here and there. And the National Park Service decided it needed to know, is that just dirt or is it damage, corrosion? It hired the firm of Wisjani Elsner Associates to find out, and they brought members of their appropriately named Difficult Access Team.
Our safety manager has referred to this project as Mount Everest.
This is the same company that inspected the stones and mortar on the Washington Monument after damage from an earthquake. But the arch is taller and it's curved. On the top side, they were able to rappel down and inspect all of the welds. But it was the underside that had the real challenge and the most interesting and worrisome stains. The guy being lowered down and attaching himself with suction cups is Dave Meggerly.
I was the one that everybody saw right here at Station 35, where we stopped and took some samples. We took some silicone samples that gave us the texture of the stainless steel that everyone was concerned about. There was some staining there that they wanted to test with some cleaning methods.
Right. A lot of what he tried was just common household pads and cleaners. But all over the arch, they used gunshot residue tape to pick up the dirt and particulates for examination under an electron microscope and for laboratory analysis. The final report would not come out for 6 months.
So when we're looking at construction materials of any type, they all corrode, just as our bodies corrode. It's called aging.
There was a lot of interest in this by architects, engineers, and preservationists. And the news for the Gateway Arch was good.
The surface discoloration is superficial. It will have no effect. It's all from industrial pollutants. I think I made it.
In other words, the arch is dirty and discolored, but not uniformly. When it rains, the top side gets a good washing, but on the undersides, dirt collects on the welds and any other scratches and imperfections. When the arch was nearing completion, a metal bridge or strut was used to keep the two legs apart, and there are now stains where it was attached.
So these are the three places where the strut grabbed the, I believe this is the south leg.
And as for those stripes, the report says that during production, the polishing of the metal plates left very subtle scratches, and where they overlap, that's where the discoloration emerged. So the question was, will the arch be cleaned? The National Park Service says no. Too complicated, too expensive.
Again, I think we're open in the long term, thinking to cleaning, because who knows? There may be a way someday, but right now, again.
There will be work done at the base to repair the damage done by people who have scratched their initials into the surface with keys and such. Now, they could power wash up to about 100 feet, but then you'd see where the clean part stopped. You could send people down to scrub here and there, but that might simply replace visible dark spots with visible clean spots. A proper cleaning would be from top to bottom.
I guess we need to think about how that could even be done. You know, this rope access that was used to get to the exterior is perfect for doing that investigatory work. But to actually be able to have work platforms that people can work from to actually clean, that's something that we don't know how it would be done.
This was by far the most technically challenging job I've ever done.
You don't mind if they don't ask you to clean it then?
No, I've got some ideas on how to clean it, but it would be a daunting task to clean it.